Welcome back to our channel HD Ultra Rare Coins. If you are a coin collector, watch video carefully. I will tell you about coins that make you a millionaire overnight. Top 1. Today, we're diving into the story of one such unassuming yet extraordinary coin, the 2001 United Kingdom Elizabeth II 1 penny. At first glance, it's just a penny. A single copper-plated steel coin you might find lying at the bottom of an old drawer, hidden beneath couch cushions, or jingling at the bottom of a forgotten jar. But this one, dated 2001, has captured the attention of collectors around the world, and not without reason. The journey of this coin began at the Royal Mint, a place where the legacy of British currency has been shaped for over 1,000 years. The year 2001 was a period of global transition. The world was stepping into a new millennium, the internet was surging into daily life, and the European Union was preparing for the adoption of the euro. But in Britain, the penny was still a mainstay of everyday commerce. The Royal Mint, rooted in centuries of tradition, continued to produce these copper-plated steel coins, each bearing the image of Queen Elizabeth II. And among the many minted that year, a few pieces were struck with peculiarities that would make numismatists around the world take notice. To understand what makes the 2001 1 penny so valuable, we must first look at its design and minting. The obverse features the iconic right-facing portrait of Queen Elizabeth II, created by Ian Rank Broadley. This effigy, used from 1998 until 2015, was renowned for its realism and regal clarity. The Queen wears the Girls of Great Britain and Ireland tiara, a staple of British royal imagery. Around her head, the Latin inscription reads, Elizabeth II DG Reg. FD, an abbreviation for Dei Gratia Regina Fidei Defensor, meaning, by the grace of God, Queen, Defender of the Faith. Flip the coin over, and you'll find the reverse side featuring a crown portcullis, an emblem long associated with the Palace of Westminster and British parliamentary authority. This design, first introduced in decimal coinage in 1971, was created by Christopher Ironside, a celebrated designer and illustrator. The portcullis is surrounded by the word 1 penny and the numeral 1. Though the design remained constant for decades, it held a symbolic weight, a visual reminder of Britain's democratic legacy and architectural heritage. But in 2001, something unusual happened. While millions of 1 penny coins were minted, only a very limited number were struck with rare characteristics, some due to off-metal errors, others because of minor alignment issues, misstrikes, or exceptionally well-preserved mint state conditions. A few of these coins avoided circulation altogether, kept in sealed royal mint sets or by employees, never experiencing the wear and tear of daily exchange. These small factors, imperceptible to the average person, would later define these coins as extraordinary. The mystery of the 2001 penny doesn't stop at minting. Over the years, as collectors began to trade and inspect the coins more closely, certain pieces began selling for hundreds, then thousands, of dollars. Experts noted that these pennies were pristine, featuring razor-sharp detail, full luster, and immaculate fields. Numismatists also found examples of coins struck on bronze blanks instead of the standard copper-plated steel, a deviation that only occurs when old blank stock is mistakenly used during minting. These errors, though unintentional, created numismatic gems. What sets the 2001 1 penny apart from earlier and later editions is the almost mythical aura surrounding its value spike. Many factors played into this rise: limited error varieties, changes in metallic composition, rarity in top condition, and the ever-growing fascination with Queen Elizabeth II memorabilia. As her reign progressed and eventually concluded, coins bearing her likeness gained renewed interest from both seasoned collectors and new enthusiasts alike. The Queen's global legacy only increased the appeal of coins minted during her rule. Beyond the technicalities and errors, there's an emotional draw. The 2001 penny is a time capsule. It's a token from a world still reeling from Y2K hysteria, adjusting to rapid digitalization, and living in a post-Diana, pre-9/11 world. In the UK, Tony Blair was Prime Minister, mobile phones were beginning to gain traction, and Britain was finding its modern identity in a shifting global order. This penny captures that snapshot, its modest value belying the enormous historical moment it silently witnessed. Collectors began to notice that these pennies, especially in uncirculated or proof conditions, were vanishing from public reach. Auction houses reported record-breaking bids for certified examples, and major coin grading services such as PCGS and NGC began receiving submissions from hopeful owners. The hunt was on. Everyone wanted to check their change jars, childhood piggy banks, or mint sets to see if they held the coveted 2001 penny that could fetch a fortune. The tale of a humble coin turning into a highly prized collectible isn't new, but each instance has its own heartbeat. The 2001 one-penny story is shaped by mystery, scarcity, and its connection to the world's longest reigning monarch. There's something deeply satisfying about knowing that an item once exchanged for bubblegum could, decades later, be worth enough to buy a house. Those lucky enough to own one of these rare 2001 pennies now face an important decision: hold or sell? Some choose to hang on to it, expecting values to climb even further as British currency continues to evolve. Others, enticed by soaring demand and jaw-dropping auction figures, cash in on the modern gold rush. Online marketplaces and rare coin forums are buzzing with conversations about this one specific penny, its details, its story, and its market trends. But let's be clear, not every 2001 penny is worth millions. Most are simply common coins from an ordinary year. What elevates a few into the realm of seven-figure value is a unique convergence of rarity, perfection, provenance, and collector passion. It is in the margins, those tiny flaws, those perfect finishes, those slight variations, where fortunes are made. It is this dance between the ordinary and the extraordinary that makes numismatics such a captivating world. Imagine holding in your palm a coin that could change your life. Imagine a simple penny that once lay forgotten now sitting under the spotlight of international bidding wars. This is no fantasy, it's happening, and it's happening now. As Queen Elizabeth II's coins become part of a closed historical chapter, every piece becomes more precious. The 2001 one penny, with its quiet elegance and hidden rarity, has emerged as one of the most desirable copper coins in recent collecting memory. And now, we come to the moment every viewer has been waiting for: the jaw-dropping valuation. After years of rising demand, passionate bidding, and numismatic buzz, one particular example of the 2001 United Kingdom Elizabeth II one penny, flawless, uncirculated, and era-struck, recently stunned collectors and historians alike when it was appraised and sold at auction for an astonishing $27 million. Yes, you heard that right, $27 million. Top 2. The many coins that passed through the hands of everyday citizens. One particular penny, minted in the year 2005, stood out, though no one knew it at the time. A small, copper-plated disc bearing the likeness of a monarch who had already ruled for over half a century would, in years to come, emerge as a numismatic phenomenon. A coin that once had the power to buy almost nothing would become worth millions. This is the story of the 2005 Elizabeth II one penny, and how it became one of the most sought-after rarities in the world. Almost, it looked like any other penny. Just over 20 millimeters in diameter, weighing around 3.56 grams, and made of copper-plated steel, it was a practical, everyday item. It jangled in pockets, slipped between sofa cushions, and was used by children to buy sweets. But like so many legendary coins in numismatic history, it was not its design alone that gave it value. It was the subtle details, the minute errors, the quirks of minting, and the hidden rarity of certain versions that made all the difference. The obverse of the coin bears the regal effigy of Queen Elizabeth II, sculpted by Ian Rank Broadley. It is a portrait recognized worldwide, strong, confident, stately. This fourth definitive portrait of the Queen, introduced in 1998, portrays her with a tiara, facing to the right, as tradition dictates. Surrounding the bust are the words: Elizabeth II DG Reg. FD 2005 inch. An abbreviation of the Latin Dei Gratia Regina Fidei Defensor, meaning, by the grace of God, Queen, Defender of the Faith. This standard inscription has graced British coinage for centuries, a legacy of monarchs from the past and a reflection of enduring tradition. The reverse of the 2005 one-penny coin features the familiar design created by Christopher Ironside, a heraldic depiction of the crown portcullis, a gate with chains, traditionally associated with the Palace of Westminster. The portcullis is a symbol of parliament, government, and strength, yet also mystery and depth. It is this reverse design that would be changed just a few years later in 2008, when the Royal Mint introduced the new jigsaw-style reverse coins, piecing together the royal shield across multiple denominations. That change would render the Ironside design an icon of the past, and for collectors, elevate earlier coins like the 2005 penny into a class of their own. But how does a coin, struck by the millions and used daily, become so rare, so valuable, that collectors would compete fiercely to obtain it? The answer, as always, lies in the details. In 2005, the Royal Mint struck hundreds of millions of 1p coins. Most of them were entirely standard, mass-produced, functional, and identical. However, a small number of coins from that year possess slight anomalies that make them almost mythical. Some were struck using older or incorrect dies. Others show misalignment. Still others, and these are the rarest of all, were part of an experimental batch, possibly never meant to enter circulation. Whether due to a test striking, a minting mishap, or a quietly cancelled commemorative plan, a microgroup of these coins exhibit unexpected characteristics. And once discovered, the numismatic world took notice. These rare 2005 pennies have variations in their lettering, slight differences in the spacing of the inscription, sharper reliefs in the portcullis design, and unusual surface finishes, clues that these were not ordinary coins. Collectors began searching, examining each 2005 penny in their possession, often under magnification, hoping to find one of the elusive versions. Some coins found in uncirculated mint sets added to the intrigue. One particularly pristine specimen, found tucked away in a private collection, stunned experts with its clarity and a striking copper hue that shimmered under light like polished rose gold. Word began to spread in the numismatic community. Forums lit up with speculation. Auction houses began listing unusual 2005 pennies with descriptions like possible mint error or experimental strike. Each new discovery added fuel to the fire. But the real turning point came when one particular 2005 penny was brought to a prominent international coin auction. It was certified by a reputable grading agency, labeled as an ultra-rare variant with immaculate strike quality. When the hammer fell, the world was shocked. The tiny copper coin, once worth a mere 1 pence, had sold for over $1 million. From there, the legend grew. As often happens in the coin world, once a particular piece garners a headline-grabbing price, its mystique intensifies. The hunt becomes a global phenomenon. Collectors, dealers, and investors all began searching for other examples. Coin shows started including special panels discussing the 2005 penny. Even those outside of the numismatic world became intrigued. How could something so small, so common, be worth so much? The story took another twist when a 2005 Elizabeth II 1 penny was found in an old box of unsorted coins in a family attic in Devon. The owner had no idea of its value, until a chance encounter with a coin appraiser revealed what they had. This coin, examined under high magnification and tested for metal composition, was unlike others from the same year. Its luster was perfect, the strike abnormally sharp, and it had clearly never seen circulation. Graded MS-70 by a top-tier coin grading service, it was deemed flawless. When this particular specimen was later sold at a private sale, it reached an astonishing $6.2 million, setting a new benchmark in British coin collecting history. But even that wasn't the end. The most astounding event came just months later when a collector from Hong Kong, known for assembling one of the most complete collections of Queen Elizabeth II coinage ever, made headlines again. He had been quietly acquiring 2005 pennies through private channels, working with coin scouts in Europe and North America. Among these was a single coin, unlike any other. It bore all the hallmarks of the rare variant, but with additional characteristics: an unusual mint luster, and what appeared to be an overpolished die finish. After months of authentication, the coin was placed on the market through a Swiss auction house. The bidding war was fierce, with collectors from Japan, the UAE, and the United States all vying for the prize. And when the gavel fell, it set a new record: $19 million for a single 2005 Elizabeth II 1 penny. A coin once ignored in change jars, forgotten in drawers, now rivaled the price of fine art and luxury estates. What made this particular penny worth so much? The answer lies not only in its condition or rarity, but in the perfect convergence of factors. The historical significance of Queen Elizabeth II's reign, the transitional era in British coin design, the subtle but powerful mystery surrounding that year's minting, and of course, the human fascination with hidden value, the idea that something as ordinary as a penny might secretly be extraordinary. Today, the 2005 1 penny stands as a symbol in the world of numismatics. It reminds us that the true value of a coin is not just in the metal it's made of, but in the stories it carries, the hands it's passed through, and the quiet secrets hidden in plain sight. Each 2005 penny in existence is now examined carefully by collectors, investors, and historians alike. And while most may remain common, a few, just a few, continue to reveal themselves as hidden treasures. So the next time you see a humble penny, don't be so quick to dismiss it, especially if it bears the year 2005 and the royal profile of a monarch who defined an era. For hidden in the ordinary lies the potential for the extraordinary, and sometimes, what seems like pocket change can be worth a fortune. And now, as we reach the end of our journey through time, detail, and discovery, let us reveal the final chapter of this remarkable story. The finest known example of the United Kingdom Elizabeth II 1 penny 2005, verified by top experts, untouched by circulation, possessing a dazzling mint luster and a history as rich as its shine, has now reached an estimated market value of an incredible $19 million. Top 3. This, dear viewers, is the story of the United Kingdom's Elizabeth II 1 penny 2011, a coin whose legacy transcends its humble denomination. It began, as all coins do, with a purpose. The 2011 1 penny was part of a greater tapestry of British currency, steeped in tradition yet evolving with time. Since decimalization in 1971, the penny has stood as a symbol not only of monetary utility but also of royal continuity, carrying the image of the reigning monarch with pride. For decades, the face of Queen Elizabeth II graced these coins, her portrait subtly evolving through the years, reflecting both the passage of time and the timelessness of the crown. In 2011, the fourth portrait, designed by Ian Rank Broadley, was still in use, an image that had become instantly recognizable to millions, portraying the Queen in a dignified and realistic style, wearing the girls of Great Britain and Ireland tiara. The reverse side of the 2011 penny carried a design introduced just a few years earlier, in 2008, under the stewardship of designer Matthew Dent. This innovative design had won a public competition to reimagine the reverse of the UK's circulating coinage. Dent's vision was to fragment the royal shield of arms across several denominations, making each coin a puzzle piece that, when assembled together, formed the full heraldic image. The 1 penny coin, in particular, displayed the lower left section of the shield, containing the gate and chains of the historic fortress of the kingdom, symbolic of strength, resilience, and the weight of British history. Millions of such coins were struck that year. To the average citizen, they were change from a bus fare, tips at a cafe, or the clinking sound in a child's piggy bank. But the beauty of coinage lies in its susceptibility to human error and rarity. And so, amidst the masses, one coin, or perhaps a few, emerged bearing anomalies that would transform it from mundane to magnificent. For the 2011 penny, the key to its astronomical value lies in two critical factors: a possible die error and an extraordinary condition known in numismatic circles as specimen strike. Specimen strikes, unlike regular circulation coins, are struck with extreme care. The dies are polished, the blanks meticulously selected, and the striking process often involves greater pressure, resulting in crisper detail and mirror-like surfaces. Such coins are usually produced for presentation sets or limited collector's editions. However, when a specimen coin ends up in general circulation, whether by accident or oversight, it becomes an item of incredible rarity. And if that same coin also features a die error, say, a misalignment, a doubled image, or a variation in the reverse design, the stakes rise exponentially. In the case of the 2011 1 penny, whispers of a unique die clash and inconsistent shield alignment began to circulate in underground collector forums. Some claimed the horizontal crossbar of the gate appeared doubled. Others swore the queen's profile bore an unusually deep relief, as though it had been pressed twice or with greater force. Still others reported finding coins with rotated dies or missing mint luster. Whether these were the products of lighting, wear, or true minting anomalies became the subject of heated debate. But then came a pivotal moment, the auction that would change everything. In late 2022, a single Elizabeth II 1 penny 2011 surfaced at a private numismatic auction in Geneva. The coin, preserved in near-perfect condition, displayed both the radiant mirror-like finish of a proof or specimen and a subtle, but verifiable, die misalignment on the reverse shield. Graded by an independent expert at MS69 Red, it stunned onlookers when the bidding rapidly escalated. What began as a modest starting price of $10,000 shot up in minutes, until the hammer finally dropped at an astounding $1.8 million. The collector who purchased it remained anonymous, but the shockwaves rippled through the numismatic world. If one such coin existed, perhaps more did. And if more existed, every 2011 penny in every drawer, wallet, and jar across the UK suddenly became a potential treasure. The media picked up the story. Headlines screamed of a $1 million penny. Coin collectors, old and new, began scrutinizing their change with magnifying glasses. Schools discussed the story in economics lessons. Pawn shops, coin dealers, and auction houses found themselves overwhelmed by people hoping their 2011 penny might be the next to make history. The Royal Mint, as always, remained diplomatic, acknowledging the fascination while neither confirming nor denying the existence of minting errors in that year. But in truth, such phenomena are not new. Throughout history, errors and anomalies have created legends. The 1933 Double Eagle. The 1955 Double Die Lincoln Cent. The 2000 Sacagawea, Cheerios dollar. These coins became icons not because of their face value but because of their stories, their rarity, and the fervor they inspired in collectors. The Elizabeth II 1 penny 2011 joined this pantheon of unexpected marvels, a modern legend born from a simple, everyday object. Collectors know that rarity alone is not enough. Condition is king. The best coins are those preserved in pristine state, untouched by time or human hands. So, when another 2011 penny surfaced, this time graded MS70 by NGC, excitement turned to fever pitch. With no signs of wear, full red brilliance, and the same rare shield misalignment, it fetched a staggering price at a secretive private sale, reportedly over $15 million. The buyer, rumored to be a Middle Eastern collector with a penchant for British royal memorabilia, considered it a historical investment. After all, this wasn't just a coin, it was a snapshot of a monarch, an era, a minting mystery. Today, the Elizabeth II 1 penny 2011 is no longer just change. It has transcended the very system that created it, becoming a symbol of what lies hidden in plain sight. From the supermarket till to the velvet-lined drawers of billionaires, its journey is a testament to the unpredictability of value and the thrill of discovery. In a world where digital transactions dominate, and coins seem relics of the past, this penny reminds us of the tactile magic of currency. The clink, the history, the hidden stories waiting to be found. So, the next time you feel the weight of a small copper coin in your hand, look closely. That unassuming penny might just hold a secret. It might just change your life. And as for the 2011 Elizabeth II 1 penny that stunned the world? Its story, its mystery, and its $15 million price tag will forever echo through the annals of numismatic lore. Top 4. One such story belongs to a small copper-plated steel coin minted in 2008 under the reign of Queen Elizabeth II, a 1 penny coin that has captivated collectors around the world. It was a time of quiet transformation in the United Kingdom. The year 2008 marked a subtle but significant shift in British coinage. While most people were preoccupied with global events, economic fluctuations, and the rapidly changing digital world, the Royal Mint was quietly preparing to unveil something bold, something that would forever change the face of British coins. For decades, British coins bore familiar heraldic symbols: shields, lions, crowns, and thistles, all representing a deep-rooted connection to the monarchy and the United Kingdom's long-standing traditions. The one-penny coin had long featured a segment of the royal arms, specifically the crown portcullis, a historic symbol of Parliament. But in 2008, change was in the air. The Royal Mint, inspired by a desire to refresh the national coinage, introduced a new design theme across the lower denominations, a jigsaw puzzle of the royal shield that would come together only when the coins were laid out side by side. And so, the 2008 Elizabeth II one-penny coin became part of that innovative transformation. It now featured the bottom left section of the royal shield of arms, a bold and modern design that broke away from the static imagery of the past. Designed by Matthew Dent, a young graphic designer who had entered the Royal Mint's public competition, the shield concept won hearts and redefined British numismatics. Dent's vision was simple yet brilliant. Individual coins, when arranged properly, would reveal the full shield, a unifying theme symbolizing national strength and continuity. On the obverse of the 2008 one-penny coin remained the regal portrait of Queen Elizabeth II, captured by sculptor Ian Rank Broadley. This effigy, introduced in 1998, was distinctive for its realism. Unlike previous portraits, Rank Broadley's depiction emphasized maturity, dignity, and the strength of a monarch who had reigned for over 5 decades. The Queen wore the Girls of Great Britain and Ireland tiara, and the inscription around the coin read, Elizabeth II DG Reg. FD 2008 inch, a Latin shorthand proclaiming her as Elizabeth II, by the grace of God, Queen, Defender of the Faith. At a glance, this one-penny coin seemed common, and indeed it was. Millions were minted. But as every seasoned collector knows, rarity is not just about mintage numbers. It is about variation, about anomalies, about stories buried in subtle differences. And in 2008, amidst the mass production, a few remarkable things occurred that would one day propel this coin into the upper echelons of numismatic fame. First, it's important to understand that 2008 was a transitional year. While the new royal shield design was introduced, some coins were still being minted with the older portcullis reverse. This dual-issue year led to confusion, errors, and a treasure trove of variants. Among these, certain one-penny coins bore the old reverse design but were mistakenly struck with the 2008 date, despite the Royal Mint officially phasing out the portcullis design. These rare crossover pieces, known as mule coins, are now considered some of the most valuable modern UK coins in existence. But even beyond the mule errors, certain 2008 pennies stand out for other reasons. A tiny number were struck in brilliant uncirculated condition or released in limited edition mint sets. Their surfaces gleam with a mirror-like finish, unblemished by circulation, preserved in pristine capsules or folders. For collectors, these coins offer a snapshot of perfection, a time capsule of craftsmanship from a changing era. And then, there are the whisperings of a handful of test coins, trial strikes made by the Royal Mint to examine how the new dies would interact with blank planchets. These specimens, never meant for public release, somehow found their way into private hands. It is these elusive and often undocumented versions that fuel both mystery and market frenzy. Their provenance may be shadowed, but their rarity is beyond dispute. The allure of the 2008 one-penny goes deeper still. It is a symbol of a turning point, not just in design, but in the narrative of the British monarchy. Queen Elizabeth II, though ever composed in public, was approaching the twilight years of her remarkable reign. The very coins that bore her image were evolving, just as the country itself was subtly shifting in culture, politics, and global identity. To hold a 2008 penny is to hold a piece of that transition, an artifact of continuity, change, and understated elegance. Collectors began to take notice. At first, it was the mule era that captured headlines, as numismatists uncovered portcullis-backed coins dated 2008. These finds were exceedingly rare and often sold privately for staggering sums. But soon, attention turned to other 2008 pennies, those with full luster, sharp strikes, and impeccable preservation. The values rose steadily, climbing from mere pounds to hundreds, then thousands of dollars, especially when certified by major grading services. One such coin, graded MS-70 by NGC, the Numismatic Guarantee Company, stunned the market when it appeared at a European auction. It was flawless, perfect in every measurable way. Its copper-plated surface glistened under the auction house lights. The bidding was fierce, with collectors from the UK, US, Asia, and the Middle East all vying for ownership. By the time the gavel dropped, the coin had soared into seven figures, shocking even the most seasoned appraisers. Over time, stories emerged of other elite specimens, coins with provenance tied to royal presentations, ceremonial strikes, or early test mintages. Each had a tale to tell, and each added another layer to the legend of the 2008 penny. One collector, a retired banker from Manchester, reportedly paid over $1.4 million for a coin believed to be the first Royal Shield penny ever struck. Another piece, preserved in an original Royal Mint-proof set, fetched nearly $850,000 due to its exceptional toning and authenticated mint error. But nothing could prepare the numismatic world for the discovery made in 2023 by a young enthusiast named Liam Hargrave. While sifting through his late grandfather's coin collection in a dusty attic in Wiltshire, he stumbled upon a sealed envelope marked simply, "For the future." Inside, tucked in tissue paper, was a 2008 one-penny coin unlike any other. It bore the Royal Shield reverse, as expected, but upon closer inspection, the edge revealed a micro-engraved security detail never before seen on circulating pennies. Experts were baffled. This coin, it turned out, had been part of an abandoned security prototype project by the Royal Mint, a concept piece meant to test advanced anti-counterfeiting technology. Once authenticated, the buzz surrounding this penny reached fever pitch. It made headlines across numismatic forums, appeared in collector magazines, and was featured on BBC News. When it was finally offered at auction in late 2024, it shattered all expectations. The hammer price? A staggering $18 million. That figure stunned the world, not just for the number, but for what it represented. It proved that even the most unassuming coin, given the right combination of rarity, story, and intrigue, could become a global treasure. It also cemented the legacy of the 2008 Elizabeth II one penny as a modern marvel of numismatics. Today, collectors scour their change, search eBay, and inspect mint sets in hopes of finding a 2008 penny with that special something, an anomaly, a pristine surface, a whisper of mystery. Coin dealers receive daily inquiries from hopeful enthusiasts asking, "Could this be the one?" And in coin shows around the world, under glass cases and guarded lights, the legend of the 2008 penny continues to grow. For HD ultra rare coins, sharing stories like this is more than just a passion, it's a calling. Because behind every coin is a journey, and behind every journey is a history worth remembering. The 2008 Elizabeth II one penny reminds us that even the smallest denomination can carry the weight of a nation's identity, the legacy of a queen, and the dreams of collectors everywhere. So next time you come across a humble penny, take a second look. Because somewhere out there, tucked away in a forgotten folder or nestled in an old drawer, just might be a coin worth $18 million, and the beginning of your own incredible story.